Six Banner Podcast with your hosts, PCV the Fourth and Neil Dunne.
Welcome to the Six Banner Podcast, where we are the owners of the number 4 pick, baby. Let's go. We moved up 9-4. I'm fucking pumped, Neil. How about you, man?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I am so excited about this. My whole family think I've lost my mind. I can't believe that it actually landed in our favor. We had so many years and times where we thought things could go the way of the Chicago Bulls, and it just hasn't happened. Well, it happened. It happened this year. We have the number 4 pick, and I am absolutely on fire about it.
Hell yeah, brother. I'm absolutely fired up myself, man. I can't believe it, dude. For anyone interested on Bulls Without Borders and Six Banner Podcast channels, I have my reaction video. And actually, if you stay long enough, me, Neil, and our friend Troy, we all talk about the pick. But yeah, man, I was pretty fired up. Lots of F-bombs. Not suited for work, maybe.
That's okay. That's okay. You can just play it low or put your headphones in.
Yeah. I mean, but dude, it was great. It was great. Before we go too far, we'll just say it, man. Please, if you're watching this episode, please drop us a like. It's highly appreciated. Please drop us a sub if you love us, just like we love you. But all right, yep, good. But
sorry, I lost sound for a second there because I was putting in my headphones, so I don't actually know what you said for a few seconds there. But yeah.
No, I said if everyone loves us like we love them, just please drop a like, please drop a sub. We will love you forever, even though we already will. But yeah, man. Without further ado, let's get into today's topics, my friend.
Feelin Horny.
Hey,
right.
So we have our first segment, as always. It's our Feelin Horny segment, and my God, have we got things to feel horny about in this episode. We have the number 4 pick, as we mentioned at the top of this show. So, Phil, tell me a little bit about just how excited you got, because if anyone didn't catch the live reaction from Phil, it is definitely truly spectacular and worth going back and watching again, because he didn't hold back. Let's say that he didn't hold back, and I got a message saying, "Quick, come on with me," and I had technical difficulties of my own. It took me a little while to get in there, so by the time I got on, Phil had kind of calmed down a little bit at that stage. But yeah, it's definitely worth going and checking it out. Phil, talk me through it.
Dude, I was so fired up, man. I was so fired up. I like just the raid, like everything that coursed through me at that moment, man. It was just the moment we've been waiting for many, many years. We've been waiting for this luck to move up in the draft. Like all these damn years that we've been in the lottery, as high as 7, like so many years. Even that one year that we actually tanked when we had, fucking Felicio and Denzel Valentine and all those losers in the starting 5, and we didn't move up. I don't think we stayed at 4. I think that's where we were at prior. So like, this is just well due, man. And lots of F-bombs. Just man, I literally probably could have punched a hole through a wall. Pretty could have Kyled something. It was glorious. It was glorious. We deserve this, man. We deserve this. Like, I keep saying that. I know some people are like, well, explain how we deserve this. Well, we deserve this because our organization has always done the right thing. We have tried to compete every single year. Even like we don't do any of this shit that the NBA is actively trying to get out of this league, which is all this tanking, manufacturing losses. Like, even if we do get worse on purpose, we still play our players play if they're healthy. We play the games like they're meant to be played. Compared to a lot of teams in the league, especially teams that have been in a position we are, where we're just kind of in the middle all the time. there's a lot of the teams they turn to manufacturing losses. We haven't done that. So I believe that we deserve this. And the Bulls lead the NBA in attendance every single year. Our fan base has been ride or die. And we deserve to be rewarded for that, man. Because we are the best fan base in the NBA. Fuck all of the other 29 teams. And this is what we deserve. Period. Chicago needs this. The Bulls needed this, and I'm fired up, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you entirely. Like, I mean, look at people like me, even that are across the world and still supporting this team like a true diehard fan. And Troy, our brother from
2:30 in the morning to watch games. I mean, come on.
Right. If you have that kind of a fan base, you deserve to play into the hand of that fan base and not play away from that fan base. And that's why I'm just talking about, international fans. I'm talking about Bulls fans everywhere, in Chicago, around America, or around the globe. It doesn't matter. Everybody puts everything into this team. And it always felt like we didn't get anything back. Well, this year It feels like we've got a lot back. Like, I know, look, we've had the number 4 pick in the past. It's not like it hasn't happened before, but it was absolutely and utterly a failure, right? It was the wrong people making the decision.
I think this is like the 5th or 6th time that we've had it, and if you look at the history, it is awful.
It's not great.
Every player that we've drafted at 4 has been god awful. It won't be hard for this player to do better than that.
The bar is low, right? Yeah. The bar is low, and it is exceedingly low with the last pick at number 4 in Patrick Williams. But listen. The difference is how deep this draft is. The first 4 to 5 players, 4 anyway, are potentially, all 4 of them are potentially franchise shifting players. Yes. So, we could get incredibly lucky again, not just the fact that we've got the 4th pick, but we could get incredibly lucky in the fact that 4th pick could quite easily end up being the best of the 4 picks. Long term, you just don't know. It is a bit of a crapshoot. You can only go off of college experience. You can only go off scouting reports, and that is a different game than the NBA game. Everybody knows that. The same way as the G League game is a different game to the NBA game, which is why some players can't make that jump.
Yeah, I mean, how sure were people about Ben Dickhead from Australia? What's his name? Ben Simmons.
Oh, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, everyone's
Ben Simmons, the guy who doesn't like to shoot.
No, he doesn't like basketball. Period. He just likes the money that it gives him. I mean, how do you make millions of dollars? You don't learn how to fucking shoot. I mean, come on, dude. I don't get it. I guess some people really don't have it in you, but I don't understand it because look, I can shoot a basketball, dude, and I'm not paid millions of dollars to do it.
Right, and how do you make millions of dollars and not love the game or whatever it is that's paying you to do that? Yeah. That doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, listen. The fact of the matter is we are in an absolutely fantastic position now. We really, really are. Obviously we were in a stage where this team needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, more or less. I even called it being likened to an expansion team there on BWB on Friday and Bulls Without Borders show, right? Because it's kind of not a million miles away from that with how broken down this team is, realistically speaking. Yeah. And this is the catalyst between new management and a chance to pick in the top 4 in a draft like this. This is the springboard to the future. We have, it's still not going to happen overnight. And anyone that thinks it's going to happen overnight, you need to go and give your head a wobble, right? But this is the catalyst that starts the rebuild. We are in a position where we can see the Chicago Bulls get back into relevance in the next 2 to 3 years and possibly be contenders within the next 4 to 5.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Hopefully sooner, but yeah, I mean, that's a realistic timeline. I'm being realistic. If it's faster than that, fabulous, fantastic, wonderful. Yeah, I'll take it. But I'm just trying to keep people leveled, grounded, and realistic in their thought process. Yeah, no, that's smart. Yeah, I agree, man. This is, I said it when we fired AK. I said it when Billy stepped down. This is a new era of Bulls basketball, dude, and everything, like, the stars are aligning. Michael Reinsdorf made the right moves at the right time. Everything is lining up for the Bulls to really turn the page and just become the franchise that they're supposed to be, man. And it's honestly a very good thing for the NBA. Like, I heard Kenny Beecham said this on a podcast, Numbers on the Board. Kenny Beecham, you're the man. You should come on Bulls Without Borders, by the way. But you should. Anyways, Kenny Beecham said, he had a plea to Adam Silver before the draft. He's like, look, the Knicks are good. The Lakers are pretty relevant still, even though, they'll be relevant after LeBron saved Luka.
Exactly.
Look, Chicago needs to get good because the NBA is better when the top 3 markets are all booming, when all those teams are good. That's why the 90s were so fire, man. I mean, part of the reason. All 3 of those teams, they were competitive every year. The Knicks, the Lakers, and the Bulls were in the playoffs every year, competitive. So
you can add the Boston Celtics to that too, I guess.
Yeah, they're a distant fourth, though. Fucking Boston. They just win all the time. I fucking can't stand them. Sorry, I have a personal hatred for the Celtics.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, yeah, the NBA's better when those franchises, the franchises that they've historically been the biggest winners in NBA history, and obviously the markets are what the markets are. The top 3 markets are objectively LA, New York, and Chicago. So. It's best for the NBA if we're all good, man. It's not, Chicago being down so far. Honestly, the NBA's been lucky that we're such a great fan base because we still show up, even though they're not that good, But it would be even greater. I mean, the commitment and the fervor can exponentially be improved. So this is what's best for the NBA. And finally, we caught a break because for a top market team. The Knicks have been trading for guys and getting big name stars for the last 10 years. We haven't. It feels like, Lakers get whoever they want all the time, it feels like.
Yeah.
Just gifted Luka Doncic on a silver fucking platter. We haven't had that luck. There are all the excuses about why we can't get guys, whatever. Who gives a shit? We were building something real now. I truly believe it. I think Giddey and Matas are a part of that, and we'll talk about that. If they're not, at least they'll be able to return something that should be, vital in that rebuild, right? Because they're worth something. So,
right,
I think that we're going the right way. I have a good feeling about the way this is all going, and I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Finally, dude. Yeah. This is so good after what we've been through. Like this is. It's so good that good things are happening to the Chicago Bulls finally.
Absolutely. And can I ask you now? We're going to get into Bryson Graham a little bit later in the show, but can I just ask you quickly put it on let's go scale 1 to 10, right? How excited are you that it's Bryson Graham that's going to be making the decisions on this number 4 pick compared to how you would have felt about Acme, AK, and Mark Eversley making the decision?
Scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, let's just say like
1,000.
You are what? Yeah, okay, that works.
Yeah.
It
I'm
feels different.
Yeah, I'm being pretty like chill on that number too. So
right,
I'm extremely happy. I'm sorry, man. You pick Patrick Williams. You reap that repercussion forever.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
I've actually kind of liked, Matas, and I like Essengue. He did get IO in the second round. It's a little unfair that Patrick Williams has really clouded everything for him. AK is the reason we got this pick. But,
yeah,
look, man, the record speaks for itself. Patrick Williams speaks for himself. And Dalen Terry instead of Walker Kessler, like the list goes on. You're not going to be forgiven for that in Chicago. You're just not.
Yeah, they're big misses. They really are. And I think the biggest problem with the Patrick Williams pick at 4, I think the biggest problem there was the fact that it was an outside choice. It wasn't like you got to number 4 and everyone was kind of saying, well, Patrick Williams is a shoe at 4.
Yeah,
that wasn't the case.
Halliburton or Denny Avdija, like everyone was saying those guys.
Right. And the
then,
next thing is Patrick Williams. And everybody was like, who?
Yeah,
It wasn't even a case of, oh, okay, he was going to be number 7 or number 8. No, it was a case of, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah,
you know?
Denny Avdija said it himself. Like, he just said it in an interview. Like, he was saying that,
He did.
like he expected to go to Chicago, and then they took Patrick Williams, and he was like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Yeah,
drafted with someone in his draft class. He's like, "Who's fuck?" It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It was just such a bizarre choice at the time. Then everybody saw the potential and thought, oh, okay, all right, we can get on board with this. We can see where they've gone with this. But he never lived up to that potential, not even remotely close.
No, and then he doubled down
as a result, he
doubled down
with a
on it,
contract
too.
that we are now stuck with, a contract we're now stuck with for a further 3 years.
Yeah, I think if he didn't do that, I think people probably would have forgiven him a little bit for it, because it's like, okay, we've seen the potential, but it didn't work. But you handed the guy 18, 19 million a year. I can't remember which one it is. And
For over 5 years, 18 million, 5-year contract.
Yeah, we literally can't get rid of unless we attach picks to it. I mean, that's about as bad as it can get. So that's that. Yeah.
In order to get off that money, we have to add more money to it or more value to it. I mean, that's just crazy.
No, yeah, it's bad. So,
like I said, like I have been saying, and this is coming from someone who supported Patrick Williams at the start, right? But like I've been saying, yeah, keep Patrick Williams. There's no point in trying to lose money out or lose value to ship him off. Keep Patrick Williams, but just move him all the way down the bench.
Yep.
All the way down the bench.
Forget he exists.
Exactly.
Yep.
Hey, I'd have no issue if he got sent down to the Windy City. I would be perfectly okay with that.
Can they even do that?
I don't care.
I don't know if there's like...
Well, I mean, they do it with rehabbing players, don't they? Regardless of who they are.
They might. I can't remember. I just couldn't remember if you could only do that if you were like, so if you were too many years in the league. I don't know. If they can, they should be putting him down there.
If not, just give him a sweep and brush, tell him to clean up.
I'd do it just to be like, dude, get 30 shots up and maybe eventually you'll get confident. Like 30 shots a game. Here you go. Okay.
Yeah.
But I guess you're taking shots away from actual people that might be helpful one day. So maybe not. I don't know.
Well, that's also true. Yeah, there's also that true. Anyway, so as this has started to go on,
Mac McClung supposed to win MVP if you got Patrick Williams hogging shots?
Exactly. Or missing the shots where he passes them. He'll lose his assist numbers. Right?
Yeah, right. Seriously, dude. I'd rather see the greatest show in the G League between Yuki and Mac anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I really hope that we re-sign Yuki and still see him popping up every now and then in the big boy league, because like you have the best passer in the NBA in Josh Giddey right at the moment. Okay, I know people are going to argue with me on that, but I don't give a shit, right? And then you've got Yuki Kawamura, who can come up and give you the most exciting distribution on the floor in the whole of the NBA. I really hope we hang on to Yuki and have that 1-2, well, I suppose 3 punch really, because Yuki's not exactly the backup guard. But I just really enjoy watching Yuki play. I really enjoy watching Josh play, and I hope they both come back. But listen, like you've said, and like I agree with, all change is available right now, and I'm trusting in the decisions that are being made by Bryson Graham and whoever he puts around him until he proves otherwise. At the moment, he's won my belief. He has won my trust. And until he takes that away, trust is earned. Until he takes it away, he has it. And we'll see where it goes from there.
Absolutely. We'll talk a little bit more about him later. But yeah, I think he slaps.
I think he slaps. I'll take a slap off him anytime. I tell you, that'll do me. If that's what we're going to be building around, it's better than another C word, because I'm done with C words.
Cunt?
That one too.
Oh,
continuity.
Oh, okay.
What was the other one? Continuity.
The cunt James.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. Right.
man.
That's making you mentioned the name that always makes me angry.
Ragin Bulls.
You're
So let's
Sorry.
talk about. No, you're fine. Let's talk about what is on the downside of our feelings right now. So, one of those things we've kind of touched on already, which is the Josh Giddey situation. So let's start there.
Yeah, is he traded yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
Hopefully
Not
it's
yet.
really soon, man. Get his ass out of here.
Hey,
I wanna
Nick
see
Brick
him.
thinks so, right? Nick Brick is our latest episode of Nick Brick. That's exactly what it was about. It was about trading Josh Giddey. So there you go.
Second among guard and assists, first among guards and rebounds. Fuck that guy. You can't play basketball. 12 and 4 when he drops a triple double. Only the second most Bulls triple doubles ever, but he sucks.
That doesn't stand for anything, does it? It's not like assists or scoring are important in this league.
No, they're not. He's not very good at all, and I can't wait to be rid of him. All right, I'll stop acting like half of our fan base, or at least seemingly all the know-it-alls on Twitter. Look, man, I don't know what Josh Giddey has done to deserve he's quite possibly the most underappreciated player I can remember for his talent on the Bulls. I can't remember another player that's as good as him that has been just openly disrespected as much as he is by our own fans. And I don't understand it, dude. Like we're gonna talk more about Bryson Graham and what he said about the whole slap thing, but like that was that right there, and it's not Bryson Graham's fault, but him saying that he's looking for those things in a basketball player opened up the dude. All the anti-Giddey people came out of the woodworks like rats, and they were looking for cheese, dude. Like, dude, they're so pumped up because Josh Giddey doesn't fit that. He doesn't fit slap, which depending on how you want to take that statement, like he actually kind of does. For a point guard, he's pretty damn big. And I'd say he's a bull in a china shop with the way he plays. I think he's kind of physical. So I don't, I guess he's not the most athletic. Sure, he might not be super long, but
he's long for his position.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. I think his wingspan is 6'8", which isn't long compared to his height, but it's long compared to a normal point guard.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't understand it, man. Like, if he gets traded, I'm fine with it as long as the return is right. But
yes.
What I don't like is that everybody is just so out on him because they want him gone. It's not because they think that he's valuable. It's because they just don't like Josh Giddey. And for the life of it, I don't understand why. Like, I don't understand it. He's by far our best player right now. Matas will obviously get there, in my opinion, and hopefully whoever we draft that for will also be better eventually. But right now, Josh Giddey is far and clear our best player. Matas himself calls him the truth. But, like, none of our fans listen to that. They all think that, like, they're lying or something. LeBron James, who I hate that guy. But, okay, let's just be honest. He's one of the best players of all time, right? Sat up there unprompted at the All-Star game and talked about how good Josh Giddey was. They talked about international players. He brought up Josh Giddey and said how good he is. No one fucking paid him to do that. But we got some bum who's eating fucking donuts on his couch who says Josh Giddey can't play basketball. I don't, just shut up. Like, you guys don't know more than LeBron. And I hate that I'm saying that. I hate that because I don't want to give LeBron James any props. But I appreciated that fucker said that stuff about Josh Giddey because there's too many people that think that they know basketball because they watch it on television, but they wouldn't know what to do with a basketball if they hit them in the face. Like, I'm gonna pass the ball to you because my blood pressure is raising, and I'm just tired of just the know-it-all motherfuckers on the internet, dude. It's getting to me. I gotta find a way to let it just let it go. You know, people just can't let opinions. I don't know.
Yeah, you see, it is tough when you can take an objective stance and look at it, look at the numbers, look at the statistics, look at what Josh Giddey is providing you. And like, we are not saying that Josh Giddey is an untradeable asset, right? That's not what we're saying. We have never said that. What we are saying is that if you are going to trade Josh Giddey, you have to appreciate the value that he carries and get the same level or better back for him. And the fact of the matter is this, right? If we go out and decide that it's time to get rid of Josh Giddey and to trade him somewhere else, that means then you have to replace him at the point guard position with somebody else that is giving you solid numbers at the one. That's both in rebounding, because that's what you're going to miss out on because he is one of our best rebounders.
A lot.
Right?
Getting another point guard that averages half the rebounds that Josh averages, it will be tough.
Very tough. Very tough. Because, like we say, not only does he have a good eye for rebounding the ball, not only is he physical enough to get there, but he is also doing it from the point guard position, which is very rare. You know, normally point guards only pick out the rebounds that come out far towards the three-point line and start on a drive from there, right? Josh Giddey is picking them up in the paint because he is capable of rebounding against bigger players because he is an oversized point guard, right? Which is why I'm saying he has the length at his position. He has the size at his position. He may not have the size against another 6'8" dude or have the same length as against another person that's around his height. But for the number one position that he plays, he is hitting on 3 out of the 4 of the acronym SLAP.
You know what it was, Neil, is that he said athleticism.
Yes, that's it.
That's
and people have latched onto that.
That's all that he needed to say, because that's why people don't like Josh Giddey.
Right.
It's the only answer I have, is because he's not jumping out of the gym, because he's not beating everybody in a foot race.
Right.
He can't be good. He can't be that good. He's not a difference maker. And you know the take that I've heard it a bunch of times recently. Again, he's unplayable in the playoffs. That playoff
we don't know that because we haven't got there.
That playoff series was so long ago with OKC, and it was on a team that had 2 primary ball handlers already. So he couldn't be – he was a shooting guard in OKC. He was playing that position because he wasn't going to play over Jalen Williams or SGA. And he wasn't even – he's improved massively. He is loads better than he was in that series. He's not even close to the same player. Defensively or shooting-wise. So, again, like you said, we don't know. We don't know if he's.
We don't know because he hasn't played in the playoffs. Even when he played for OKC, they benched him. He didn't play in the playoffs because he couldn't get his place. Right, he couldn't.
Yeah.
But he has his place in Chicago. They don't try. Right, I will take one massive criticism that people have about Josh Giddey. I back fully. I 100% agree with, and that is the fact that he's not adaptable. He isn't. He cannot play at the 2. He cannot play at the 3. He can only play one position, and that's point guard. But we don't need him to play any other position. We only need him to play as a point guard. And that's why he struggled in OKC, because they needed him to play outside of where he is able to play. We don't need to do that in Chicago. We need him as the 1. He plays the 1. He is a 1. And that's why he is thriving in Chicago. Yes, he's not an athletic player, which is also part of why he cannot play at the 2 or the 3, because he is a 1. He is not exciting when he gets on an open lane drive. He is, going to do his shelf stacking dunk, and that's all you're going to get out of him, or he's going to do a layup, or he's going to do a spin move around a player that people think looks clunky and ugly, and therefore they don't like him. I don't care about how he looks. I care about how functional he is and how effective he is at his position. And he is both of those things.
Facts, man. Like they say that his stats are meaningless stats. I don't understand that term. If it was so easy to do what Josh Giddey was doing, everyone would be doing it because they would want to get paid. Don't you think everyone wants to get paid? Everyone likes money. If it was that easy to just rack up stats, people would be doing it easily, but nobody else is. So, like, just get your head out of your ass before you talk about Josh Giddey, for the love of God.
Yep. Like, if somebody wants to come at me and have an argument with me about the fact that he's not a very athletic player and how that affects his game, I'll have that conversation. If somebody wants to come at me and say he's not adaptable, he's stuck in one position, this is a positionless NBA now, and he is a player that only plays one position, we'll have that conversation too. Because they are points that are fair points that can be made. But all the other crap doesn't stand, doesn't wash, is absolute bollocks.
Yes, and just wanting him gone because you don't like him, it's childish.
Yeah, exactly that.
But we do have another thing that we were, and I guess this lines up with what we were just talking about. But there's still Bulls fans out there that are being negative, and I mean, I seen it after the draft today, Neil. I seen people saying that the Bulls still lost this draft. That the Bulls still took an L today because they landed at 4, and so they really landed outside of getting a franchise-changing player because, in their opinion, Boozer's not.
Right. Well, first and foremost, there's no guarantees that the Bulls will be left to choose Boozer. Whether you want him or not is irrelevant.
Yeah, a lot of people think he's going to be gone. So
yeah. I mean, for a long time, he was being touted as the number 1 pick. Now, obviously, he has been overtaken in that estimation. But for a good while, Cam Boozer was the number 1 prediction. He could very easily go at 2 or 3 or 5. He may not even get selected in the top 4. It is a deep draft. There's a lot of talent in this draft. It could go any way.
Yeah, I'm not going to call out his account because I actually like his account. But I don't know if he watches this show, but he said he'd be devastated if we drafted Cam Boozer. Devastated.
Right. Bit strong, but I
mean, come on, man. We're drafting at 4. We were just drafting at 9 24 hours ago. Come on, bro. There's Bulls fans that don't know how to take the dubs when they're given to you. What's there to be negative about right now, man? It is roses, bro. It's roses.
It is.
I don't understand.
At one point, we were looking at potentially having the 10th pick. Then we were fortunate enough to slide to the 9. Then we have the potential to slide back in the lottery. That didn't happen either. So then we're like, okay, are we sticking at 9 or are we going to make the jump? We made the jump. But because we didn't jump to 1 or 2, people are giving out about it. How can you possibly be unhappy with the situation that we are in right now? We have a number 4 pick in one of the deepest drafts, reportedly, that we have seen in years. We are going to get a good player. We are going to get a good player. Everybody needs to chill. Everybody needs to just enjoy it. We have been through the trenches. Enjoy this. This is a good moment. This is a good time right now.
Yes, man. Yes, like everything that you said. It's discouraging. Like I don't know what to say about it like anymore. It really bums me out, dude. And like I've been withdrawing a lot from online lately. Like I used to be a lot more like talkative. I used to be like I don't know. I was a lot more conversative with people, and just lately, dude, like I feel like I'm getting like I just don't. I'm not going to name names. There's people that are quote tweeting me everything that I say, and you know who you are. You know who you are. It's loser behavior. I don't understand it. I don't even say anything to this person ever. I leave them alone. I literally say nothing. And it's just like, dude, it's not nobody. It is somebody in this fan base. And it's, somebody that should have a little bit more, Like, dude, why do I live in your head rent free when I don't say a damn word to you, bro?
Yeah,
I don't say a damn word to you. Yeah, I live rent free, like everything that I post. And it's like, dude, and I don't want them to think they're winning by me even talking about this, but it's just like, why are you so obsessed with me? Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Just you don't agree with what I say. That's fine, dude. Just leave me be. That's why I leave you alone, because I hate everything you say.
It's true.
It's whatever, dude. But people are gonna be them. If anyone thinks they're gonna bully me offline, that's not happening. But I'm just gonna be very selective about who I put my feelings towards, because
You're better off.
the general public is just not very encouraging lately.
But you know what? If you agree with where we are, and if you like what we have to say, Phil needs some love. Phil needs some love. Get on there and like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. He needs a lift. Give him a look. Do it for Phil. Look at that face. Look at that face. Do it for Phil. Give us a like.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so let's move on a little bit. Let's. I'm sorry, did I offend you? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you seem to offend some people anyway, just by being positive.
Right, living.
Yeah, that too. So we're going to take it on to the next one, and we're going to do it as a draft special this week.
One and done.
Okay, so our one and done for this week is, like I say, it's going to be a draft special. So we know now we're picking at 4. We know we're picking at 15, unless they decide to put together a package and move up or down the draft. That's where we are sitting. So let's.
Feel so hyped
Let's.
about it.
Oh, I'm so buzzing. So let's start with a 4, right? Okay, so look, it all depends on what picks are made at the top 3 ahead of us as to who will fall back. But the likelihood is AJ DeBanza is probably going to go at number 1. Darren Peterson is probably going to go at number 2. So after that, it gets a little bit more murky. But now, still, and even that's not a guarantee, but it's a little bit murky. So rather than I'm picking 4 and you're picking 4, let's just throw out the names. We've already discussed this before the show. So you're looking at possibly Darren Peterson. We'll throw him in there for the crack. Cam Boozer, Caleb Wilson, and let's say Keaton Wagler. As the 4 to choose from. If they are all available at 4, who's your choice?
One more time.
Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, Caleb Wilson, and Keaton Wagler.
Who's my choice out of those 4? It's
Correct.
A slam dunk for Caleb Wilson, baby.
Okay.
I'm on the Caleb Wilson train, man. I said this earlier, and I'm not going to back away from it. He reminds me of like a young KG, man. And I know that's a very high praise, but dude, this guy has what it takes. Like, he definitely has some improvement to do on offense, but his shot form is good. And I feel like he just needs time, development. And I think that he'll get there. This is a kid that definitely has like the mindset that you want. He has a lot of the what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of just like the traits that you look for in a big time player. Like when he was gonna play Duke, he looked like he wanted to literally rip their throat out. And guess what? They actually beat them when he played. So, sorry, Cam, you lost on that one.
Yeah.
But man, Caleb Wilson, I just think I just think he's going to develop into, if not the best player in this draft, the second best player in this draft. I really believe that. I'm terrified he's not going to be there at 4. I feel like everybody else is going to see what I see, and like we'll see if he gets there. I would not be surprised to see him go in the top 3 picks after this whole draft process goes, because this dude's a stud. He's got the length. He could play center, but he's also got he could play small ball center or play power forward. I just think he's gonna. If you're looking for character and like just the the little things that you want out of your star player, this is a leader. He's a leader. He's a guy that's going to pump everybody else up. I think he's going to be phenomenal. Everyone keeps saying he's going to be there at 4. I hope so. I'm praying for it.
See, a lot of it is going to depend now. Like, straight after the draft now, in fact, from yesterday, the draft combine has begun. The draft combine now is playing out throughout the course of this week in Chicago. And a lot is gonna ride on this week, because the scouting reports have been done from their college game. But a lot can change when you meet these guys in person, because it's not just about their play on the court. It's about how they sell themselves. It's about how they perform in the draft. For those of you who don't know, where have you been? But the draft combine is set up in a way that it kind of tests and rates players based on their performance doing different things like verticality, speed, explosiveness, all these sorts of things. There's loads of different things that they go through. And the scouts from each team get to go down and check them out. And it can swing decisions. The combine has a big effect throughout the course of the decision-making process for teams. So it could all change this week, very much. And there could be people who emerge at the 4 position that would have been maybe 7, 8, 9 originally. And that could all change over the course of the next few days in Chicago. So, that being said, I am also high on Caleb Wilson right now. I would love to pick him up. I think he fits the bill for what we're looking for. We're going to talk about this in a bit. We've touched on it. That's the SLAP acronym that Bryson Graham has decided that he's going to hang his hat on. Caleb Wilson fits that. And I just imagine how well he's going to play alongside someone like Giddey and Mattis. It's exciting. It's really exciting to see how that goes. And apparently this kid has, like you say, he has the right attitude, the right mentality, and the right self-belief. And that's all exciting to see too.
Hell yeah, man. I will say that, like, Darren Peterson, I think I feel like there's a chance that he could drop, if only because there was a lot of controversy about him throughout the college season because he had a lot of injuries. And I know there was some controversy at one point that he checked himself out of a game and people got on him for that. I don't want to speak too much on that because I don't know the specifics. I didn't dive into it or anything. I know that there was some people out there that were calling him his initials are DP. People were calling him DNP.
Right.
I don't. So some people are like there's people out there on, of course, Twitter. They're like, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot stick. But dude, if you watch him play, he's a shot maker. He's very athletic, and it's very easy to convince yourself that this guy could be the next Anthony Edwards type of player. He had that athleticism. He didn't get to show it as much in the college season because he was injured a lot. But so we'll see. What I would say is that if he's there at 4 and the other guys aren't, it'd be, or at least Boozer and Wilson are gone, I think Acuff will be there or Wagler will be there. But he if it's between those two and Peterson, it'd be really hard to not take Peterson. I know I kind of have my heart set a little bit on a big, but Darren Peterson, man, could be special. It'd be tough to pass on him. You could be the guy that passed on him, and that could be a bad thing, a very bad thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Yeah, totally. And that actually plays back and rolls back into what I was just saying about the combine, right? If the question mark is there about his mentality and his passion, his drive, this is the period of time with which the scouts get to sit down, talk to him, and get their own feel for this guy, and come away with what they think, rather than just going off the back of the rumors and potential lies that are out there.
100%. I think that it's just so I'm glad that it feels like this is a draft that's heavy with the players, or at least at the positions that we could use, right? I think the Bulls are set at 1 and 3. I know that we'll see Bryson Graham feels the same way, but this draft is real heavy at the 2. I know there are some point guards out there, but they're the 2 and the 4 especially, and even center. There's a lot of 4-5 hybrids, guys that are smaller centers or power forwards. It's heavy with talent there, but I know there are a lot of really good guards, but Darren Peterson in particular is he could be on ball, but he's also probably naturally a 2. So I'm excited that it feels like this is a perfect draft for us to be at 4, man. Perfect draft for us to be at 4. It's super exciting. I'm pumped.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's also not a bad draft to be at 15.
No, sir, it's not.
Let's move on to the next one, and that is pick number 15. And I have a list for you of Hans Steinbach, Chris Senac Jr., Jaden Quintance, and Ade Mara. Who, if that's the 4 sitting at 15, who do you take?
So, I mean, full disclosure, I need to do more work on all these guys, but I'm torn. I'm torn here. I would have said Mara, but someone did bring up something particular. If you draft Mara, it may be not the best fit with Wilson at this time. I think Wilson can become a 3-level scorer, but right now he's not particularly one. So I know someone brought this up, and I thought that they raised a good point. The best shooter of that bunch is Hans Steinbach. So it could be that he's really the best fit with Caleb Wilson if you get Caleb Wilson. Now, of course, if you don't get Caleb Wilson, then maybe Mara is the better choice. I like Mara. Someone else told me today he was garbage. Look, man, I watched Mara play in the national championship. I liked what I see. I thought he showed some real good stuff there. I thought he's a great passer for, he's got that damn vision being 7'3". I love his size, obviously. He's not, but he isn't. It's true that his offensive game doesn't have needs more refinement other than, short range post stuff. So, I know that Steinbach is a good shooter. I want to look more into him. Quintance is interesting because he was the best player in college basketball on defense 2 seasons ago. But he tore his ACL at the end of that season. It was a season he was averaging 2.6 blocks a game, and which is a lot at the college level. And then, he tore his ACL and he only got in like 4 games this year. He wasn't fully healthy and it didn't look the same. So it's tough to say. If he could get back to the guy he was, he's a defensive stud. And then it's kind of like, that's kind of interesting for us, right? We haven't had that. But I think probably, I guess I'm going to Steinbach. If I want Wilson, so I'll say Steinbach. That was a long-winded answer to your question.
It's okay. You can be as long-winded as you like. That's fine. Hans Steinbach, and with the way the NBA has been trending in recent years, Steinbach is originally out of Germany, and international players have been doing particularly well in the NBA in recent years. The top 4 or 5 players in the NBA are not American-born and raised players. So, just purely on that he could be the right choice. So I definitely see where you're going with it, but I like Ade Mara. I do. I think he fits what we need. I think if you have the right players and the right trainers and the right head coach, you make it work. These guys are learning to play together from scratch, more or less, because this is such a newly built team, or will be a newly built team around just a handful of players that will be pre-existing. There's every chance that they can grow together, work together, and develop together, and it will fit. It will fit.
Yeah, man, and I think if you've got if you got good coaches, I feel like you can make it work. If like your 4 and your 5 aren't particularly good shooters, and again, I think that Wilson, like his shot form is nice, and I think once he gets with NBA coaches and it's his job, I feel like they're gonna get him working on his 3, and it's not that hard if you've got good mechanics. It just takes practice, and if you get the right coach and everything, I think Wilson can expand his range. So I think the right system, you could definitely try and make it work. And I do like Mara, man. I do like him. And, who knows? Maybe Mara won't even have to start his first year, especially if you go get a guy like – I know Kessler wasn't known for his threes, but he was starting to shoot them this year before he went out. He wasn't a three-point shooter, but he started this year. I think he was actually shooting like 45% and when he went out after like 4 games. So – who knows, man? this can go a lot of different ways, and I
It
do.
can.
I feel like from a best player standpoint, I think Mara is rising for me. I think he is probably my favorite center out of those four. But I will say, like, all of them, man, are interesting to me.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm so excited for this draft, dude. Like, there's so many ways it could go, and none of them feel like it's gonna be hard to walk away from this draft feeling bad. I think the only way
Right.
that we could walk away from this draft feeling any kind of questionable feelings is if we don't take one of those four guys at 4. Even if it's like Wagler or A-Cup, I think people will immediately be like, yo, like
Yeah.
that wasn't that
Yeah.
that goes against the grain. So
Now,
we'll see what happens.
that being said, a shooter like Wagler, who is an insane shooter, by the way, off the back of the distribution that will come from a player like Josh Giddey, that is a pairing that could really
be
work.
Yeah. I love
know.
it. Yeah, hey, dude, it'll all be about the results. It doesn't matter how much
So-
questions come out of this draft. If it works, people won't have anything to say.
Right, exactly. So the point I guess we've been trying to lead to is sit back and enjoy the process and let's see where it goes. Do not jump the gun until the season is not just underway but well underway. Then you can start to kind of assess how it looks, how it's going. But personally, I am fully set to give an entire first season before I start to really cast any serious judgment on any of the decisions that are made.
Yeah, I mean, but even then, Neil, like, I think we gotta. I know that that's probably the most fair response, but like, I feel like we gotta give it even more time. Sometimes rookies don't hit it off the ground running as fast as you'd like them to, but they end up being just fine. So,
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about the rookies. I'm just talking about the whole thing under this new regime.
yeah, I think you gotta give it more time than even a year. But I know it's hard to ask that of people.
It is,
You know-
and look, if it only gets so far, or if it doesn't look good after the first year, you have to give it that off season as well to see how they respond to that. You have to see how they look at it, how they assess it, and how they make corrections to bring it back on course for the next season again. So I guess what I'm saying by one season, I'm including the following off season in that as well, because
Fair enough.
that's where you get to assess how they react and respond.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. So, it's like I'm gonna give it. Me personally, I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna give it a few years. People don't want to hear that, but I know I'm gonna do that, just because I think this is, again, we're gonna need time. I hope that we see progress after one season, but hopefully, at least we see it in the players that we draft, and we see it in Matas and the man who won't be here, Josh Giddey. We'll see what happens, but I'm prepared to give Bryson Graham, like, I believed in AK, or at least was giving him the benefit of the doubt, and same with Patrick frickin' Williams for like years. And so I'm going to give Bryson Graham the same respect. I know in today's world that's not going to happen for a lot of people, but that's the way I'm going to play it.
Exactly. So we'll take it in a new direction.
Like and subscribe.
This is war.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I cut you off there, Phil. You were about to say something. Go.
You have to change his voice.
I know, yeah, his voice has been updated, so yeah, I need to change that, yeah. But onto our Bannerman then. Now, ordinarily this is reserved for the season, but I think that there is definitely a man who is worthy of it this week. So I'll let you take it. I'll let you tell us who that is.
Yes, sir. Well, I think that the Bannerman was a man who played it calm, cool, and collected when the pressure was put on, just like he always has. And that is our guy, Tony Kukoc, the man himself, lucky number 7, baby. He was standing up there. He no-sold the shit out of this. We got
He
the
really
pick.
did.
We got the whole time, dude. He was just stoic the entire time.
was.
during, after. The man was stoic as hell, and the man brought us the number 4 pick. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah,
you're the man.
Thank you, Tony.
As clutch after your time with the Bulls as you were with.
Exactly. Like he was just so cool about the whole thing. You know, he really was. It's just the waiter served us up a beautiful number 4, and just stood there and took it really cool. So thank you, Tony Kukoc. We appreciate it.
We do. You're the man, Tony.
He literally was the Bannerman for the Chicago Bulls. He was literally standing up there flying the flag for the Chicago Bulls.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Okay. So let us then, that was a nice short one, move on to our final segment for today.
6th Banner Banter.
It was 6 Banner Banter. Yeep. With 6 Banner Banter, this is a new one now. We haven't used this prior to today. This is kind of more for our off season. It's when we kind of just have things to talk about, discuss, that don't necessarily fall into the other segments, but they're just conversational pieces that we want to talk about. And the thing that we want to talk about today is a big one. It is a doozy. And that is the Bryson Graham era.
Yes, sir.
You got his name wrong. How bad is that?
I was about to say, man, don't disrespect the man already.
I know. Terrible.
Yeah, man. Bryson Graham got a new man leading the charge for Chicago, and it was a surprise. If you would have believed Joe Cowley, this thing was all but wrapped up. Matt Lloyd was the guy. Mike Honori was the coach. It was already done. It was set in stone, and then it wasn't.
It was, yeah. Until it wasn't. Look,
yeah, been waiting for that.
Joe Cowley has been around a long time. Joe Cowley is a credentialed reporter. He is who he is. I whether you like him, whether you don't like him, he's there. But the one thing I will say about Joe Cowley is I always put very little stock into what he has to say until someone else reports it too.
Yeah, I made the mistake of believing him. I thought he was right. Everything we had been hearing so far, like up through that process, was Matt Lloyd. So when he said that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure it is. And like I had a whole post about it that got a lot of attention and shit. Yeah. Oops. One of the people that commented to me was like, unless Sham says it, I'm not buying it. And I was like, well, Joe Cowley said it.
See?
Look at me, big dumbass right here. So
see. Anyway, moving on.
Okay,
Joe, we love you. If you ever want to come on for a chat, we're down. But,
it's okay. People make mistakes.
Exactly. So anyway, Bryson Graham, he was the pick that nobody expected to be picked. But once he came on and done his press conference, I 100% bought in and could see why Michael Reinsdorf felt like he was the correct fit.
Oh, how refreshing was it to listen to him talk? I mean,
it was amazing. It was amazing to actually see someone who was eloquent, controlled, believed in what he was saying to the point where you believed him because you could see how much he believes it himself. He is young. He's vibrant. He looked sharp. He talked about family. He talked about faith and belief, all the things that people like to hear. He was open and honest. He was transparent. You're 100% correct. And he had what felt like a genuine relationship with Michael Reinsdorf.
Yes. And you know what? Shout out to Michael Reinsdorf, too, while we're here.
100%.
The guy opened with an apology. It is the most relatable Reinsdorf has ever been in existence, ever. He actually seemed like he wanted to win. He seemed genuinely upset by what has happened with the Bulls. People wanted to still like kind of. Some people were like not, I guess, moved by him. He's still a Reinsdorf. Like, look, man, Jerry never did what he did. Jerry never took responsibility for anything. Never Jerry's fault. Jerry did everything Jerry could do. Bullshit. Everyone knows that was bullshit. But, Michael made me feel like he is not going to be an obstacle for Bryson Graham. He will be an aid. He even said that he would pay the luxury tax, which I thought was a big deal. He did asterisk it by saying if we're contending. But I think if him and Bryson Graham have a good enough relationship, like if Bryson Graham feels like going into the tax would make us a contender, I think that they could have that conversation and Michael would believe him. Maybe that's me being a little bit hopeful, but still, it's just the fact that he said he'd do it. He committed to that. I thought it was a big deal, man. And I actually bought into what he was saying. And I feel like he wants to win. And that's big because the book on the Reinsdorfs always has been they don't care if we win. They just want money. And he made it seem like winning is a priority. And I'm very happy that he felt that way. And, yeah, Bryson Graham moved me. He made me feel like he is the right man for the job. Like I said it somewhere else, 7 minutes and 33 seconds into the conversation is when I knew that I felt like he was the right man. It's because at that moment he said that he cried when he got the job. And I was like, this is my guy. I fuck with people that like someone that is not afraid to admit that they cried because something mattered to them that much. Like that's a man that's never going to bullshit you. He's transparent. He was not afraid to say something that a lot of men would be scared or too macho to admit. And I appreciate a person like that. He felt like a real human being. He like AK felt like a robot that someone didn't program right on how to talk because he was just every time he talked, he put his own foot up his, in his mouth. It was awful. Bryson wasn't afraid to use the word rebuild. That was nice. I was more than I was excited after Bryson talked. It was refreshing, like I said. So he did. I'm not sure if you already said it, but he did introduce the slap principle, which we talked about.
We mentioned it earlier on, but we haven't broken it down.
He talked about it. So SLAP obviously is an acronym, and so S is size, L is length, A is athleticism, and P is physicality. And those are the 4 traits that he's looking for in his basketball players. So he feels like if he has a roster that very much adheres to that principle, that they will that'll kind of. I think he used the words positionless basketball or modern basketball. He believes that that's the way the league is moving, and he's correct. One thing I'd like to say for people is he also said that not everybody would fit that principle to a team. So, again, that's why people were immediately like, well, Josh is out of here. Let's throw a party. Well, like he also said, not everyone's going to fit that to the T. So, not everyone's going to be 6'10" with, knuckles dragging on the ground. So, I'm excited. I think that he has a good philosophy. As long as he utilizes it in a way like that is like he said, that is what you're looking for. But you also don't want to disregard a player who plays basketball well just because they don't maybe fit one or two of those things, right? Like you got to be able to play basketball well. That's also the whole point. So, yeah. I'm excited to see what his vision for the Chicago Bulls is. He said he's not afraid to bring in bad contracts, but in exchange for also getting picks, for bad money or something like that. Yep. I think he seemed open to all avenues, and he seems like he's not going to cut corners to get to where we want to go. And I think that's what we've all wanted, man.
He was not afraid to say that this is going to be a slow process, that the draft is the first layer that is going to be part of this rebuild. He also said, like, I'm throwing out sound bites now, but he also said that if he's the smartest man in the room, then they're going to fail.
I love that.
I loved that. He wants to surround himself with the right people, with the people who aren't going to be afraid to go up to him and say, this is a bad decision, or I think we need to look at this. And he is going to listen to them. By all accounts, he has said he is prepared to listen to those people, because that's why he wants to put them there in the first place, is to be his advisors, to be his eyes and ears, as well as the work that he is prepared to put in himself. He wants to get to work. He has built his career coming up from the bottom level all the way through. And he seems to hold on to how he got where he has got to. And I appreciate that, because that means he will always respect all levels of the organization, because he knows what it takes to get there. And that is going to create such synergy within this team. And collaboration is the word that Michael Reinsdorf said he wanted in his new VP of basketball operations. And that is what it sounds like he has. You have a man who is young, he's vibrant, he's energetic, and he's looking for synergy. And if we have that, this team is going to look very, very different in 6 weeks, 6 months, a year, 2 years' time. It is going to grow the right way. It is going to grow at the right pace, and it is going to get there. This is what we have needed. This is what we have needed.
I agree, dude. I think this is the right man for the job. He sold me through and through. I don't know if Matt Lloyd did what he did. But regardless, like I'm really excited to see his vision through and through. And again, you know, we have to stress that he said that he's not going to cut corners. He's going to do this thing the right way. And so that's also why I said I think you gotta be willing to take the ride with this guy. I think that of course you want to see progress from year to year, but you know you're going to probably he's not going to bat 1,000. And I think that's also something that just today's sporting fan at times, you know, they're a little, you know, everyone's a critic. They think a guy's going to be perfect. The guy's going to have misses. Now, of course, you got to hit 4 and 15 though. But you know, this is an important draft. It's a deep draft. He is going to have misses. If you're going to miss though, miss at 15, buddy.
Yeah, not 4.
Yeah. Yes, please. Like that 4 that has to hit, dude. Big pressure right away. But this draft is huge for the rebuild, man. So, you know, who knows where we're going to be coming in the future. Also, it's like tanking in the way that the rules are going to be. It's going to be a lot harder to jump up. So yeah, I mean, you got to make it count. But I have faith that, you know, this guy, they said that he was known around the league as an elite talent evaluator. That's his thing.
Right.
And I love that. That's what we need. We need somebody that's going to get the right players in the door. You know, I trust this guy to make the right judge of basketball talent. And so I'm riding with this vision again. That's why, look, dude, I'm a huge Josh Giddey fan. That's not obviously, you know, anyone that's listened to me knows that. I've got this freaking Boomers jersey right back here. I'm a big fan, but if Bryson Graham trades him, I'll be on board as long as it's a good enough return.
Good return. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And, you know, I'm not going to be overly like crazy about that. Like, I'm not expecting Anthony Edwards in return. Like, whatever, get first round picks, like at least some first rounder or something, realistic. You know. Yeah. But yeah, I'm on board the Bryson Graham trade, man. Let's see. I'm ready to slap the shit out of the league.
Yeah, me too. He said he's going to get us out of the mud. I believe him. I'm sick of being in the mud. I want to pick myself up, clean myself off, and move forward. And I think we can do that with Bryson Graham. I really do.
Hell yeah, brother. This is the time. The new era has dawned, and I couldn't be more excited. We got it off to a great start today.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir. But that'll do it for this episode of Six Banner Podcast, my friend. This was a particularly awesome episode because vibes are high, man. The vibes are high in Bulls Nation. I know that we have our gripes, but you know, to be fair, and I'm going to end with this, like as much as you know, there's a subsection of Bulls fans that do piss me off, but to be honest, there's a lot of them that are awesome, and we don't probably talk enough about you. So, like, thank you to everybody that is riding the vibes, that is cool, that supports us. Even if you don't support us, if you're just cool and you're not being an asshole on Twitter, we appreciate you. because there needs to be more good people, more positive people in this world. So thank you. And as always, raise the banner.
Raise the banner.
It's okay. We'll get there. But
It's there.
It's there. It's totally there. Raise the banner, baby. See red, y'all.